Hello! Happy New Year to all of us. I'm just so happy to have you in this year. We began this journey for a very long time, and now this is 2024, and I am glad you are here. Happy New Year! Hooray! Hooray to all of us who have made it this far, who have made it to this year. It is there are many people who began 2023 with us, but they are no longer here. And here we are. We are here. So we are grateful. I am grateful, and I am happy to have you here with me in this episode. Still tuning in. Thank you so much. If you are visiting for the first time, I remain Chris. I'm a graduate student at the Simon Fraser University, and in this YouTube channel, I talk about fully funded scholarships for in North America, in the US and Canada for those interested. So if you are looking for scholarships, you are obviously in the right place. And those of you who have been seeing my videos, and also you that are coming in to view this video for the first time or coming to this channel for the first time, please and please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Please, it would help the YouTube channel to grow, and I will be very grateful. Thank you so much, and comment in for what we have today. So in today's episode, I want to talk about academic letters of recommendation. If you want to apply to any graduate school in North America, in fact, any graduate school all over the world, one of the most important documents you'll be asked to submit or to provide is letters of academic recommendation. Now, there are different kinds of letters of recommendation. There are those who would they will strictly state that it is an academic letters of recommendation, and there are others that are professional letters of recommendation. Anyways, this letter is the second most, according to me and according to my experience and according to what I know, is the second most important aspect of your graduate school application or applying for scholarship. This is the second most important, especially for those in the humanities. After your writing sample, then it is your letters of recommendation. So in this episode, I'm going to tell you how to ask for letters of recommendation. I'm going to talk about and explain things about letters of recommendation, and I'll also share with you my own steps, the steps that I took in requesting for my own letters of recommendation that got me the scholarships. I'm a journey scholar, so that got me the scholarship that I now have. And so I do hope you enjoy this video. Yeah. Buckle on your shoes and tighten your belt. You are in for a ride. So first off, what is an academic letters of recommendation, or what is an academic letter of recommendation, or what is a letter of recommendation? Well, a letter of recommendation is a testimonial letter, or is a testimonial from your professors or from your professional superiors who can attest to your academic prowess, or your academic, is it prowess? Is it effort? Your academic strength? Yes, your academic and personal strength. So they want to know. So the school you are applying to want to know about you. They want to know if you are fit for their program. So apart from being academic fit, they want to also know that you are also a good person. You have a strong personality, or you have a good personality. So they want to know about you, but they don't want you to tell them about it, because of course everyone who wants to talk about themselves would always have something positive to talk about themselves. But it has more weight when someone of superior standard, someone who is your superior or someone very respectable like your professor or your boss at work, attests, to your academic strength, or tell other people that this is my student. I have known this student for a very long time, and I think he's a good fit for your program. So it has more weight than for you to market yourself, right? So it makes more sense. So that is basically what a letter of recommendation is. And if they say academic letter of recommendation, it means it has to come from someone who, one, is your professor, someone who has taught you, even if it is one class that the person has taught you. Secondly, it must, if you worked in a lab, you work in an academic field, for example, you were a research assistant, and then your boss in that research institute or wherever it was that you're working can give you an academic letter of recommendation. Then there's also a non-academic letter of recommendation coming from your boss. So supposing you've left school for a very long time, you understand, and you've lost touch with your school, you can as well provide although school would pride academic letters of recommendation over any other kind of recommendation. That's letters of recommendation coming from professors and from those who have taught you. They would always give primacy of place with those ones. But you can as well, if they request for 3 letters of recommendation, you can as well have, if you have been working for like more than 3 years, you can have one professional recommendation and then have 2 letters of recommendation. So that is my advice to you. But if you can get all 3 letters of recommendation from academics, from professors or people working in the university, maybe they are principal investigators at the lab you worked or you were doing your research in, they can also give you an academic letter of recommendation. So we have academic letter of recommendation and we have normal professional letter of recommendation. Most school, graduate school, especially the kind of scholarship that I've been talking about in my YouTube channel, would want you to submit academic letter of recommendation from your professors. However, there's nothing bad if you have left school for a very long time, so you can as well give them one professional letter of recommendation from your boss, so long as your boss can attest to your academic strength, can attest that you are intelligent and can prove it by their own experiences of you. Yes. So I've said too much on what is letter of recommendation. Anyways, that is what I have to say, and let's move on to the next thing. Okay, like I said, it is the second most important document you are supposed to provide when you're applying to graduate school. It is second after your writing sample or writing sample. So it is very important. So you must take care to get a good recommendation. But then the problem is some professors, especially in countries where it is not customary for professors to write recommendation letters, that is, they don't know how to give that kind of, letters. They don't know what that is or how to proceed, or in some countries where it is enough to just say, yes, I know this student, and they are my student, I know this person, just brief, maybe 2 sentence kind of letter of recommendation, you know however, to apply to North America, they need a robust letter of recommendation, a letter of recommendation that can attest to 2 things: your academic qualities and your personal qualities, traits, and all that. So whoever that is writing your letter of recommendation must must give primacy of place to these 2 things. Now, for those of us who have left school for a very long time, you've lost touch from your professor. What can you do about it? What can you do if you have lost touch with your professors and you still need them to give you letter of recommendation? Anyways, if you're going to, let me give you my tips. We are going to apply to schools next year. Begin now. Reach out to your professors. Remind them of who you are. I mean, speak to them. Talk to them that you really need this, and provide some details to them about you. Reacquaint yourself with the professor, and also allow them to reacquaint themselves with you. So, yeah, I think that is that for that. And then what else do you need to know about, other kind of tips that you need to know about applying and about requesting for letter of recommendation from professors? So, like I said, it is professors or your bosses that can give you the kind of letter of recommendation needed to apply to graduate school in North America. Pay attention to professors and then your bosses. So if they request 2 and you only have 2 professors, then give them 2 professors and 1 boss where you were working, right? So then how do you request for this application letter? What do you do when you ask your professor, please give me a letter of recommendation? Yeah, that is the next thing to talk about. Normally, when I was requesting for my letter of recommendation, I sent to my professors what is called a brag sheet. A brag sheet, literally brag. You brag about yourself. You remember you cannot brag about yourself when you are applying. You cannot be, it becomes self-marketing when you are saying this good stuff about yourself, right? But if someone else is saying it about you, it makes more sense. So when you ask a professor to write you a letter of recommendation, remember these people have a whole load of stuff to do for themselves. They don't have time. And some of them might have not written this kind of letter. So it is your duty to provide them, to make it easier for them, to provide them with stuff about you that will make the work easy. So here are my documents that I sent to my professors. Well, when I was applying for my first graduate program, I did not, I only sent what is called a brag sheet. Now, what is a brag sheet? A brag sheet, I'm going to show you my own brag sheet, the brag sheet I sent out to these professors. Yeah, so here it is. A brag sheet is a document, an essay that highlight all your academic qualities, fits, and preparedness for graduate school. So, that is one thing that a brag sheet has. Secondly, a brag sheet also has personal, beyond your academic life, what is your personal life like? So your personal qualities, traits, and extracurricular achievement. That is how I divided my brag sheet. So the first thing about academic qualities, fit, and preparedness is your first is things related to performance on your undergraduate studies. Did you graduate first class or second class in your studies? Then that professor, remember he taught you, right? So you tell him, you tell the professor that I was, maybe if there are positions in the course he taught you, tell the professor that I got an A in the classes you taught me. You taught me so and so course, and I got an A, right? So then if there are some challenges you face that the professor might know, even if the professor don't know, tell the professor, well, when I was in school, I had this difficulty, blah, 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 and I would really want you to talk about it. So in my own brag sheet, um, this is what I said. I was one of the students who scored the best in the two courses you taught us, modern philosophy and phenomenology. And then amidst all difficulties I faced I was suspended, of course, from school because of my inability to pay school tuition. Please help me to talk about these experiences because it affected my academic performances. Were it not to be this suspension, I would have performed more, something like that. And then all the prizes you won in your undergraduate, I have mine here. I listed them, for the professor so that he will know, because some of these things they don't know. Then second thing related to your academic qualities is your academic interest. So what are the areas of research interest you have? You list them. Here I said I am interested in ethics, epistemology, and in the associated areas of philosophy of medicine and bioethics. I just listed the kind of things I am interested in for graduate school of my areas of research interest. And then things related to research tools and academic experiences, or so here you mention, maybe you if you're in the sciences or you are in computer science, you mention all the, like, um all these computer language programming languages, Python, C sharp, Java, and all those kind of things. What are those things to help you do your research that you know how to do? So for me, I said I have a familiarity with linguistic and philosophical research tools. Like, I studied Greek and I studied Latin, so it's very crucial. So familiarity with relevant research questions and current issues in philosophy, And then here you mentioned if you have published and things like that. I also said I was the founding editor of Ijiroro, Nigerian Journal of Philosophy Students, something like that. So the fourth thing that relates to your academic qualities and professional experiences is professional settings. Have you been a research assistant before? Have you what are those remember, especially those who have been working for the past 3 years, tell us about your academic. Tell that professor that you are writing that you've been working in this area and I want you to talk more about it. You understand? So yeah, that is. So these four things related to professional settings, things related to your research tools and academic experiences, things related to your academic interests, And then things related to performance on your undergraduate studies. Don't forget that. And then the second thing, apart from your academic things, professional academic things, there's also personal qualities, traits, and extra. So the second most important thing that your professor that need to be on your brag sheet is about you. What is that about you? Things related to your personal traits. For example, they want to know whether you're a good person. Did you volunteer? Did you help others while you were in school? So if you help some students, maybe if you organize extracurricular lessons for some of your classmates, you mention it here. So personal traits here, I have proactive, assertive, and responsible, promoted mutual support amongst classmates and schoolmates, helped to teach them Greek, logic, and epistemology. So this is me, right? And then things related to leadership experiences. What are those leadership opportunities you had, when you were an undergraduate student? For me, I listed them for the professor who will be writing you, or for the person who will be writing your this thing, the letter of recommendation. And then, did you volunteer? Things related to service to the community. Did you give back to your community? Did you volunteer somewhere? So here I listed my places I volunteered and all that. So you can see everything on my own brag sheet. So, and then finally, the third thing that need to be on your brag sheet is if there are some important things that you need your professor to know, like the deadline of that school that you are applying to, right? The deadline, the structure of the letter of recommendation. And then it is good to put the link, to this school or to the department that you're applying. You put the link under this important notes. So yeah, you can see the things I have on my own important notes about letter of recommendation. So typically a letter of recommendation should start with the professor attesting to the fact that they know this person. So I know these students, and I know this student for so and so years, and they are in top 1% of my class, blah blah blah. So the professor have to establish that they know you. After that, they have to attest to your academic qualities. Oh, this is intelligent student. He graduated top of his class, and he won these awards while he was in school. Blah blah blah. So after that, the professor needs to also talk about your personal qualities. Beyond all this thing, are you a terrible person in real life, or you are such a good team player kind of person? Charitable kind of person, good personality, charming, or things like that. Then the professor need to say it. Then at the end, the professor need to say whether they are recommending you to that department, or they are recommending you, or they are not recommending you to the department. Of course, they will recommend you to the department. So that is that about brag sheets, and that is typically what brag sheet is, right? Before we go, this is enough to give to your professor or your boss, to especially a boss, someone that does not know how recommendation letter works, right? You give them a brag sheet. Then there are other documents you can send to whoever is writing a letter of recommendation for you. You can send in your writing sample. I've talked about writing sample. You can find the link in the description section, or it will pop up here. I've talked about writing sample. Then another thing you can send to your professor is your research statement. It's your research statement, or statement of purpose, or statement of research interest, or statement of intent, whichever it is called. I've made videos on that. You find the link to the video on statement of research interest in the description section below, and it will pop up here as well, or here, whichever way. Yeah. Then the third thing you would also send, I mentioned statement of research interest. Yes, the last thing is your CV, of course. I've also made video on how to write an academic CV. You can find the link in the description section, and to pop up here or here, so whichever. So anyways, these are the things you would, when you are requesting letter of recommendation from a professor. Don't forget to send your brag sheet. Don't forget to draft a brag sheet, a CV, letters of research interest, letters statement of purpose, whichever name it is called, your writing sample. Is there any other thing? Your writing sample, CV, statement of research interest, and brag sheets. These four things are crucial for professors that do not know you, even for everyone that, even those who know you. Just these are the documents you should prepare to send in to your professor. However, somehow your if you send a brag sheet to your professor, sending things like writing sample or statement of research interest might become redundant. So you don't need to send it. If you have a well detailed brag sheet like mine, you can send it to your professor to use it to write a letter of recommendation for you. It is enough. However, you can send all of them, especially for a busy professor, send the brag sheet, but kind of send all the documents you have, even your transcript to your professor, especially professor that for a very long time you have not seen him or spoken to him. But above and beyond all else, when you want to ask your professor to give you a letter of recommendation, initiate conversation with them, initiate correspondences with them, reacquaint yourself with them, try to make them know you. Do not be far away from them and then just bump into them and ask them to write to you a letter of recommendation. It doesn't work like that. Befriend them, especially those of you still in undergraduate school. See some professors that you like and start, you know, befriending them for the future. Anyways, that is that. If you do have questions, let me know. Leave it in the comment section below. And if you have watched to this point and you have not yet subscribed, come on, what is going on? What do you want me to do? Do you need me to come to your house and drag you to subscribe? Anyways, that is what I have today. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe, like, and share. And I will see you next week. Happy New Year again. Bye bye.